Evidence is emerging of systematic killings of civilians by Russian forces in the district of Makariv, 45 miles east of Kyiv. Officials say more than 130 bodies have already been found. Among them, a 62-year-old shot in the head. With the Russian army now gone, the process of collecting and documenting those killed has begun. Last week, 20 bodies were found in the heavily bombarded town of Makariv, about an hour west of Kyiv. The discovery came after Ukrainian authorities reclaimed control of towns and villages on the outskirts of the capital, including Bucha and Borodyanka. From there, in Makariv, Sky's security and defence editor Deborah Haynes has this report, a warning it does contain some distressing images.
Armed with a list of locations and a weapon, the policemen set off. They work in a small town outside Kyiv, a peaceful place, until the war came. Now, rather than petty crime, their mission is picking up bodies. And it's relentless. This one was a man. They say he was a civilian, but don't know his name. The remains are burnt beyond recognition. Carefully, they zip him up and move on. The lead police officer says Russian troops attacked the town of Makariv and seized several surrounding villages.
In this would be Russian army when shoot on our city.
Ukrainian forces finally pushed them back last week. Evidence of the retreat met with glee. Humour a good shield when dealing with the horror Russia's forces left behind. This one team has collected more than 20 bodies in the past 3 days.
1 month on our territory go war. I see how my friend explode. After this, I don't have feels about when I found bodies.
They pull up outside the home of Yuri Vasikin in the nearby village of Vishegrad. A pensioner, he was at home alone when Russian soldiers paid a visit in early March. They apparently beat the 62-year-old, then shot him in the head. His remains eventually buried in the back garden, now finally retrieved for examination and a proper burial. His son is still in shock. Why was he killed? On the 3rd of March, he called his dad, pictured here, but now wonders whether it was really him because his voice sounded strange. Is what happened to your father a war crime?
А які? Конечно, есть.
The next-door neighbour was also killed. A retired police sergeant, a colleague. Russian troops seem to have gone house to house, challenging residents and at times shooting them. And now we've got the police literally following their trail, going from one house to the next, digging up bodies in the back garden. 9 miles away is the hamlet of Andrievka. This is where the mayor's cousin Vitaly is buried after being executed seemingly for what he had on his mobile phones. The neighbour shot dead too.
Першого розстріляли Віталіка, зв'язали руки і поставили на коліна, розстріляли, потім пішли до Вадима. Вадима також завели в погріб, і в погребі хотіли на коліна поставити, видно, не ставав, то йому по ногам розстріляли, потім він упав на коліна, також в затилок убили.
Back with the police, they load up their van. It smells of death, and there are 3 more bodies to collect. Time to go. Deborah Haynes, Sky News, Makariv.